Well, on the McLaren stand, celebrating their own anniversaries, celebrating their own recent motorsport successes, one of the most illustrious names in motorsport, and of course also celebrating the 40th anniversary of James Hunt's World Championship. So who better to talk to than Amanda McLaren? Now, this is a great event for you and a great celebration of the company.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the Festival of Speed is always a fabulous event, but certainly for us this year, we are celebrating our second Formula One championship in 1976 with the equally fabulous James Hunt, and also our wins at Indianapolis and also Can-Am. We were so incredibly successful in that series through the 60s and 70s. So yes, absolutely fabulous for us to be a part of this Festival of Speed.
The name is truly one of the greatest motorsport names, with one of the greatest heritage collections.
There are only two teams on the grid today that were on the grid when my father was racing in the 60s, and that's us and that certain Red Italian team. And of course we are still independently owned and operated as a group of companies. But McLaren Automotive now, as you say, doing fabulously well in both the GT4 series and the GT3 series, and we are certainly looking to continue with those successes with our road cars and our race cars.
This seems to be the way things are going with yourselves and others, that you are diversifying greater and greater with consultancies and engineering services and all the other things that, if you're inventing that technology and discovering those technologies, okay, use them in the cars, but also sell them on for other purposes.
Yes, the contribution of Formula One to all sorts of other areas of business and industry is fabulous. McLaren Applied Technologies working with mass transportation, aviation, the healthcare industry. But of course, with the road cars, so much of the Formula One technology has crossed to that as well. And, for example, our carbon fibre chassis, we're the only manufacturer to build every road car we've ever built on a carbon fibre chassis. And so the technologies from racing and from Formula One are certainly having an impact in all sorts of other areas.
It really is quite extraordinary that things have grown in the way they have. I mean, I've been around the Festival of Speed since the beginning, and we were seeing a few of your cars early on, and now you have a very, very substantial stand in a very, very good location next to the house, which is illustrative of the relationship that you have with Lord March and with the team here.
Well, yes, of course, Goodwood is significant in the history of McLaren. It was here that my father was testing the M8D Can-Am car on June the 2nd, 1970, when unfortunately the rear of the bodywork came away and caused the car to spin in an accident that ended his life. But we continued on as a team, and certainly the relationship with Lord March and Goodwood has continued. And yes, we are in a fabulous position with our McLaren Automotive stand here, just to the right of Goodwood House.
Do you think your father would ever have considered that a relatively shoestring operation that he started could have been so successful, so diverse, and have ended up with the position it has in motorsports today?
That's a very interesting question. Of course, we have grown enormously as a group of companies. The technology has moved on enormously, but Simon Taylor, the racing journalist, said a few years ago, the technology's changed, but the passion hasn't. And that's something that's continued on. But of course, my father had designed, built, and was driving the prototype road car, the M6B GT, as he died. And it was his dream to diversify the racing company into road cars. And what McLaren Automotive are now doing with that road car business is what my father was planning to do.
So it's taken a little while to get there, but certainly his personal dream is now being fulfilled. And yours as well.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm working now as brand ambassador for McLaren Automotive, and very proud to be part of a company that I really believe my father would be proud of too. I wouldn't make the link between his name, what he achieved, and the current product if I didn't think he would like what we are doing. When you look at the synergies and similarities between that M6B GT and our current cars, they look very similar. Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. They've got the dihedral doors, same as my father's original car. And so, yes, I think he would be very happy with what the company is doing.
Well, the McLaren, a great success story from a long way back in motorsport history. I wish you every success for the future. Thank you very much.